Okay. Another 2.5 years pass.
So the start of the game.
So we start the game an hour and 24 minutes into the recording. You haven't heard from Azurite or anybody else, really. People don't come to Agomir, as you know.
No.
Because shit's destroyed, bro, and it's kind of dangerous.
It's spooky, dangerous, and honestly, Willy, I think, try to work towards making sure people don't come near the Underdark.
Yeah. You are sitting at your post outside. You've been recovering from another mission that you did that took a pretty long time. It was one of your larger campaigns. What did you do?
In the Underdark or outside?
In the Underdark. What was your last mission?
Okay. I think Willy spies on just random drow, I guess guards or scouts or people that start poking up towards. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily killing or attacking them, but listening to them and trying to gain information on them. And I think he started hearing whispers of them, a third party essentially in the Underdark that isn't topside or necessarily, maybe they're from the Underdark, but they're new in town to this Underdark.
I'm new in town.
And that it might make the difference. And I think Willy just spent just a ton of time underground trying to look.
Wait. Azzy, I am gay. I have AIDS, and I'm new in town. Azzy's all of those things.
I think he spent a ton of time in the Underdark trying to find out who this third entity is, what they might be offering to the drow, and just what can be done about them.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he found any of this out.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Willy is.
Roll history.
Oh.
14. Nice. You know that one of the specifically larger drow groups within the Underdark, because there's a lot of different subdivisions, tribes,
societies.
Yeah. Think about the American West.
Different matriarchies.
Yeah, think about the American West versus American South, that kind of thing.
Okay.
There is one specific group of drow called the Ku drow, who are notable for their fierce purple eyes and their silver hair.
Okay.
You kind of get the impression that the Kingdom of Harrow has been sending guards into the Underdark and kind of watching them. I also think Willy figured out that in the Kudraw's land, there is a massive, absolutely massive, miles upon miles deep cavern that's just lined with black onyx, which you know.
Super anti-magic.
I want you to roll. Give me a stealth roll with advantage. Baby, I need that.
I got a 33.
Okay. You know that the Kingdom of Harrow is kind of being led by a king who...
Kingdom?
Huh?
Kingdom?
Yeah.
King for my kingdom.
Wow, who would have thunk it? Is being led by a king by the name of Ideal.
Ideal?
Ideal.
Like the word ideal.
Like the word ideal.
Weird.
And you know that Ideal is sending soldiers down into Harrow to get a shit ton of black onyx. But you've also learned that Ideal has figured out that the blood of the Kudrow is incredibly magic in and of itself. I think Willy was at a position where he could have either intervened and prevented several Kudrow from being killed. No. Did you intervene? Did you help? And if you did help, who did you help? Harrow or the Drow? Or did you simply just watch?
I think I think Willy would watch to, like, if people are killing drow, cool. If these are the people that they might be working with, why are they fighting? He wants to see.
You do know specifically that the Ku drow, they're kind of an offshoot of, like, most of the drow in the Underdark. They're, well, not even offshoot. There's, like, one of the tribes of drow which happens to have the most power.
Yeah.
They're the really evil ones.
Sure. They usually are.
Most of the other drow, especially the Ku drow, are, like, impartial. They don't like going up the top side, but they also don't like people going into the Underdark, like, especially around, like, their home. And they're, like, aggressively territorial about it. But they're not evil.
Do they have slaves?
No.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
The Ku drow are very, like, this is home. But also, don't even fucking look at us.
Give me a sec. So... No, I think Willy thinks the information is too important to try and intervene as much. And they are drow. And these are people from Harrow that... And this might get back to Azzy if I helped either side. I need to see what happens. Not necessarily intervene. So I think Willy watches for the most part. And if and wants to see what the end is and might do something at that point.
Okay. So you spend a very, very, very long time
Staking
out and watching Harrow guards go down into the Ku drow's land, and just leaving with cartons upon cartons full of this dark onyx crystal, and also carts full of bodies.
I think I want to wait for the first opportunity to maybe... Is there ever a point where, like, a small-ish amount of them are by themselves with, like, a cart of bodies? Is it... How many are per cart?
Like, how many bodies per cart?
How many
soldiers per cart?
soldiers per cart?
Typically they work in groups of 4.
Have I seen them fight before?
I don't think you've ever... Did you ever, like, Did you ever follow the soldiers, like, into Ku drow land?
Yeah, I think I would have.
You've watched them fight before. Yeah, they fight fiercely, and they cut down everything that gets in their way with, like, very little remorse.
Okay. I want to situate myself about 100 feet in their path.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to be invisible. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to cast Plant Growth, which is a spell that does cool shit. Do they have ranged weapons?
Yeah, they have crossbows.
Okay. I'm going to cast Plant Growth,
mm-hmm.
which is all normal plants with 100 feet radius. Oh, there's no plants. Shit.
Wood is not plants.
Wood is not plants. This is not plants. Okay, I think I will kind of just whisper a spell to myself, Hunter's Mark, mm-hmm. on the first one that I see, and then I'm going to say from my perch. It's a chasm.
Yeah.
I think I'm somewhere I'm thinking of like a Minecraft chasm where I'm like halfway up the wall.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like that.
And I say down to them, "What are you doing?"
As you say that, the 3 guards, or the 4 guards, just kind of like look around for a bit. And you're very invisible, and despite their best efforts, they're not good to, or they're not able to figure out where you are exactly. You can tell that there is one head guard, and
it's probably the one I put the Hunter's Mark on.
Yeah. You see that he turns to the other 3.
I give him disadvantage on wisdom checks.
God.
No, that's Hex. I'm sorry. Continue.
You see him turn to the other 3 guards and say something in... I'm going to write down the language that he's speaking so you know that I'm not cheesing.
Okay.
What languages do you know?
Common, Elven, Dwarven, Deep Speak, Undercommon, and Thieves' Cant.
He says something in a language you don't quite understand. And the other 3...
Can I roll insight for intent? Like, is he saying be on guard? Do his guards change in any way?
They move their hands to their weapons, and they all, like, surround the crate and begin moving on with the crate as he just kind of stands and he, like, pulls out his greatsword, and he, like, looks up around and he says in Undercommon, "Who goes?"
Okay. I will say, No, I don't think Willy uses the silly titles that other people give him. I don't think he thinks much of them.
You don't want to be the Light Ward or Shadow's Bane
I
or the
think they're
Ghost
cool.
of Agamir?
I think they're cool as fuck, and I want to say I'm the Ghost of Agamir because that's cool as shit. But Willy doesn't give a fuck about those names. I think when he says "Who goes there," Willy says, "If your men move another foot, you'll be dead where you stand. What are you doing?"
You see that, he kind of, or the head guard kind of like, "What are you doing?"
I have my notebook there, and she's like, "Ah, yes, I must go under this paper."
Maybe.
Reza, you got so many toys. Why are you playing with my paper?
You see that he kind of like grips the hilt of the sword, and he kind of like pulls it together, and he releases this like big, kind of like shimmering wave. Roll Arcana.
Sure. Oh, no, boss, that's a 5.
You have no idea what he's just done.
Magic. Do I know it's magic?
You know it's magic.
Cool. I got the 5.
You see that the guards do pause a moment, and you can tell that they're kind of scared. The head guard says, "Reveal yourself. We speak only to those brave enough to show their faces."
Do not think yourself in a position of power. I did not lie when I said I could kill you where you stand. Tell me what you are doing.
Roll persuasion.
Cool. 18 on a 19 roll.
Oh, Willy.
He tries to be nice. He tries to not shoot first, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
Okay. You see the 3 guards, the ones surrounding the cart. You see them like put their weapons away, and they begin rooting around in their bags. The head guard still looks around this chasm, and he still has not figured out where you are.
I think Willy is also just kind of like, okay, now I'm over here.
Yeah.
And then I'm over here.
Yeah.
And then I'm over here. And I feel like he tries to use the chasm to make his voice echoey.
Just learned thaumaturgy. It's a cantrip, Willy.
Rangers don't get cantrips. Rangers aren't magic. I'm 90 and I don't know any magic besides I have 3rd level spells. That's the highest magic I know besides the bullshit you gave me. Willy isn't a magic man. He's a shootman.
Willy. You see the 3 guards like root around in their bags, and you see the head guard say, "We're taking the coup back to Ideal."
For what purpose? I mean, I truly do not wish you any harm. I need to know what happens in these places.
You can't really see the guard's face, but
60 feet of dark vision.
He's 61 feet and 1 inch away.
I lean!
You see that he kind of like furrows his brow, and he lets out a deep exhale, and he simply like looks into the chasm again, and he says, "They're being taken back to Harrow for refinement. They're already dead, and the dead serve..."
I saw you kill them. Now, while I have no inherent problem with these things, I do have some problems with the carting off of their bodies for refinement. Why?
These drow have a great debt to Ideal. And whether they like it or not, they need to pay their debt.
I do not care what deals you might have had with these drow. Why are you refining them? For what purpose? It is a lot of work to take the dead somewhere else.
He looks out into the chasm and he says, "Look, I don't know your story, but I'll tell you a bit of ideals. Ideal has been through so much. Ideal watched as his entire family was slaughtered by these drow and by those aligned with them. They must be held accountable for this. And if you must know..."
I do not care for your king's sob story. I just wish to know what you plan to do with these drow's body. We all have our reasons for killing or doing what we will. Do not act as if they excuse your actions. What are you doing with the drow's bodies?
He says their skin is incredibly durable. It works as plate mail, but at the weight of just a cotton jersey.
They have jerseys.
Not that kind of jersey, you goose!
Like a cotton jersey out on the b-ball court. Basketball is our favorite sport in Harrow.
Basketball, Harrow, we only play basketball. A jersey actually is a type of weave.
Sure. Whatever you need to say to excuse basketball at Harrow.
God. The head guard turns to the other three and says something else in this unfamiliar language. They're still ribbing around in their bags. What do you do?
Willy thinks to what as he might be doing in Harrow and the Nass. Are you preparing for something?
Have you heard of the Crimson Tide?
Oh, Jesus. Crimson Tide. I think you literally just said it, and I literally. I'm so sorry. It's not in my 80 pages of notes.
It's when Iata 80 years ago.
Right. That's the evil thing they did.
Mm-hmm.
Heard of it? Yes.
We have people in the works watching their movements, and we believe that the kingdom of Iata is preparing to do something similar.
How many of these drow will you take? You say there is a debt. Will you go until it is paid, or until you have enough armor?
He takes a deep inhale, and he says...
Or will it ever be enough?
It will be enough. There shouldn't be much more.
I think Willy doesn't leave, but he stops talking. And he just watches them. And I think he moves farther away.
Okay. You watch as the three guards around the cart are, like, done rooting around in their bags, and they each pull out, like, a small blue crystal. And as they do, everything around these four and the cart begin to shimmer. And you watch as their forms slowly dissipate.
Okay.
And with a flash, they're gone.
Okay. I think Willy stays for... I think Willy goes and investigates where they were and watches any other carts or people go out.
Roll investigation.
Sure. I think I have that one. Oh, that didn't work. That's a bad number. 6 plus 6 is 12.
You look around and you don't see any trace of them aside from like a faint blue dust on the ground. And you don't really see any other guards from Harrow here doing anything. There are a couple stationed outside of the main like entrance to this place, but other than that, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything.
I think he wipes the dust off of his pants, watches them for a few minutes more, and then kind of goes about what he was doing originally, which is spying on the drow and trying to figure out more information about it, but I think most of his questions have been answered.
Okay.
Well, are these allies? Like, are these the allies they were talking about? Like, the things that might make the difference? It seems like they're just fucking killing them.
What do you mean?
Because the premise I gave to you was that the drow have gained a new... I guess to some drow it would be an ally because they're killing other drow. Okay, whatever. Willy just goes about what he was doing before, make sure to keep an eye out for any of those guards, but eventually returns to the point he was at his post.
Okay, all right.
The beginning of the game.
Yeah, the beginning of the game. Here we go. Starting at the beginning of the game, 1 hour and 46 minutes into the game. You get back to the top of the gate to topside, as it were. And you begin... It's not even a good, like, half hour before you begin to hear, like, loud shouting. And yes?
Has that spot gone away yet? The mark outside my home?
No.
I think at one point Willy stepped into it.
It's gotten warmer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Stepping into it didn't do anything.
Cool. All right. That I don't think Willy has touched it otherwise, except asked around maybe about, hey, is it this first spot? But I doubt he's gotten anything.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Ain't nobody know what's going on with that. Let's see. Not a half hour before not a half hour after you've like left investigating and spying on the Kudrow and the Harrow soldiers, you hear the sounds of loud pounding and smashing and slashing. What does the gate to topside look like? Is it like big wooden double doors, or it's just like a hole in a cave?
I think it's just a hole in a cave. I think there's like some traps around it that you won't actually see, and a sign outside the cave that says that just basically gives a warning: don't go into this fucking cave. -W.
Okay. You hear like a massive thrashing coming from one of the corners into the Underdark that you know is the more inhospitable parts of the Underdark, where nobody really lives except for like big creatures.
Okay.
You hear some thrashing. What do you do?
How large does the creature making the thrashing sound?
Roll nature.
Oh, I got that one. No, I don't. Actually, Willy doesn't have shit on nature. I forgot. I made a not nature ranger with Willy. 12.
Bigger than medium.
Okay. And his hood is still up at this point, so I think he's gonna go over and investigate.
Okay. Roll investigation.
16.
Okay. You go invisible and you kind of like move over to the mouth of the... What do you call the like... What does Willy call the dangerous... basically the wild safari of the Underdark?
The Wastelands.
The Wastelands?
Yeah.
Alright.
And yes, for those of you listening at home, I am stealing directly from Stephen King.
You've been on a big Stephen King kick
I've
these
been
past
reading
few
a
days.
lot of books about Stephen King. Not about Stephen King, by Stephen King. I just was reading The Gunslinger. Shut up.
You move over and you crouch in front of the opening to the opening to the Wastelands, and you see that the pebbles on the ground are beginning to rumble and shake as this massive sound begins to get closer and closer. What do you do?
Willy is going to cast Rope Trick.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs a rope at his side, tosses it into the air, and climbs into it.
Okay. You climb into it, and you can see from the bottom the kind of hidey hole that pokes at, or the small hole that kind of pokes out. There's no weird time shit here because we're not.
Nope, we're not in the Feywild.
Not
Fuck
in
off.
Fiorente. You watch as these two gargantuan creatures.
That's bigger than medium.
Not mechanically gargantuan, mechanically huge.
Okay. That's still bigger than medium.
Yes. These two, gargantuan is the word that I'm using to describe them. They are not mechanically gargantuan. Creatures that crawl from out of the gate to the wastelands. You know that these two creatures are twins. They're the twin apex predators of the wastelands.
Interesting.
They're two behers. I have two names here, but does Willy name these two guys anything? They fuck shit up all the time.
What do they look like?
One of them is
Like, do they have any I don't know, things about them that are unique besides twins?
they look very, very similar. One of them is like black with blue stripes. The other one is is blue with black stripes.
Does Willy ever see them apart?
Nope.
I think he just calls them the uglies.
Okay. You watch as the uglies begin like skeetering out of their hole in the wastelands, which is something you've never seen them do. The uglies typically live very deep down in there, and they're not fucking scared of anything. But you can tell just by the way that they're like, oh shit! They're terrified. Roll perception.
I have that. 17. That's a low roll.
You can see that these two have been fucking bungled up. They're limping.
Okay.
Uh,
I was like, I'm not going to ask what bungled up means. I think it'll be very clear.
They're like limping, despite the fact that they're running as fast as they can. They're bloodied, seeping this green blood, and they have these huge gashes in them. You have never seen them leave the mouth to the wasteland.
Are they running for topside, or are they just running somewhere else in the Underdark?
They are running towards topside.
I think Willy's gonna I think the extra dimensional space that Willy has is just kind of like dirt walls and a wooden floor, and then a clear floor. Like, it's opaque wood, not opaque wood, see-through wood, but you can still kind of see wood paneling and shit. I think he throws open the hatch that is the thing that opens up to the other one, and he starts firing on one of the behirs.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Yeah. Do I have advantage because I'm invisible and
you are
literally
invisible
on a different plane?
Yes, you do.
Cool. Could I have Hunter's Mark them? Like, it's a bonus action to Hunter's Mark. It's cool if you say no.
No.
Okay. So a 32.
Okay. Fuck, I forgot Willy was a gun.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 27. Because I'm using my good old-fashioned sharpshooter.
Okay. Which one do you hit? Black with blue or blue with black?
Whoever's farthest ahead.
Okay. You hit the blue with black. Henceforth will be known as Judas. And you shoot
Ugly one.
ugly one and ugly two. You shoot the fuck out of Judas, who looks, as far as a bear can look, terrified. And even more so now that it's just taken this, like, massive bolt. It, like, rolls and slides and slams into the side of a cave. And, oh, wait, it was 27 to hit.
That was 27 to hit.
Okay,
27 damage.
You hit.
Would my snooping and watching be enough to turn on the huntsman?
Remind me again what the huntsman does?
I think specifically it was, if I use survival or skills to track a creature, I get an extra d6 of damage.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I crit, because this is, I've surprised them.
Yup.
Shit.
Ooh, that's 2 1s. There we go. Nice.
12, 17, 19, 24, 25, 29, plus 18 is 47.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How does it, and you're just not magic. You're
No.
okay, alright.
I have sneak attack, so I'll explain my damage dice. D6 a crossbow, 2d6 of sneak attack, 1d8 from Umbral Stalker. I'm attacking in the surprise round or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first round of combat. I get an extra d8. It's a crit, so I double all of those dice. Plus 8 damage because this is a plus 3 weapon, and plus 10 from sharpshooter.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'll say. You like open the hatch and you watch Ugly One, as it were, begin to move, and you like line up the shot perfectly. And you've done some adjustments to your crossbow to like wind it super super tight so the drawstring is stupid strong. And you line up into one of the huge gashes on its side, and you just like launch a bolt directly into it. It shrieks as it recoils from the hit and like rolls into the side of the cave wall and slams into it. It is very weak.
Can I keep shooting?
Yes.
Cool. I would like to keep shooting this thing here.
Okay. Do another shoot.
Sure. I'm still taking crossbow expert, so minus 5 is 20.
Connects.
Okay. This has less damage to it, but is still a crit.
Still a crit.
Yeah. 5 plus 18 is 23 damage.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. This second hit, you land in another one of its open wounds, and it just curls up and lies still.
Is the other one still going?
The other one is still like it like freaked out when it saw its brother get shot, and now it's just like scrambling. It's like looking around and just bolts off in a random direction. This time,
can I shoot it?
yes.
Cool. If this is a round of combat, I have 2 more attacks.
Oh boy.
I'd like to shoot it. No more sneak attack, but you know. 22.
Connects.
8 plus 18 is 26.
Okay. You shoot the other one as it's like panicked and looking around. It has no idea where this is coming from, and it like takes the first hit and just kind of like shrieks back. It attempts to pull itself closer and take a defensive stance. What do you do?
Can I shoot it?
You can shoot
I'd
it
like
again.
to shoot it the last time.
Shoot it for the final time.
20. No, way more than 20. No,
It
27.
connects.
27.
It connects.
Yeah, no, it's a hit. 9 plus 18 is 27 damage.
Okay. You shoot it again, and you can tell that it is like a hair's breadth away from falling over. It like looks around and tries to figure out where the hell this is coming from.
Should I roll stealth?
Yeah.
Above 30. 33. 33.
Willy.
This is what he does. He stands in a corner invisible and shoots something 4 times until it's dead.
God.
I guess 3 times usually, but 4 times in the first round.
It like looks around, and then off in a seemingly random direction, it just like points its head, and you can see its body begin to like crackle with electricity, and it shoots at this or it shoots out this massive wave that just like covers across the entire floor. But luckily, you're poking out of a dimension in the air.
In the fucking... Not even in the ceiling, just like...
Just kind of like up there.
10 feet in the air.
Yeah. And it whiffs entirely. It looks very scared. And I guess it uses its action to try to like curl up and make itself as dense as possible. It is your turn. Would you like to do gang violence?
I would like to shoot it, and because it looks close to death, I'm not gonna bother Hunter's Mark. I'm just gonna shoot it. This is not the first round of combat, but I am invisible, so I'm just gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Oh geez. I'm usually taking 17.
Masturbation.
Sweet. That's a hit, and It's not a crit, sadly. But I still get my sneak attack dice.
Yeah.
So 3d6 plus 18. Still a gun! Just imagine if we got this high level in other game.
That'd be crazy.
Wow. That's pretty good. I have 2 dice on the floor now. Right. 14 plus 18 is 32.
Holy shit. I mean, I know you're level 16, but like this... Holy shit. Okay. You like
keep going.
You watch it try to like curl up into itself, and you see like a small point in its body where it's like left a gap open, and you can tell that its head is like gonna curl right around again, and you line up the shot and you take it and you aim it perfectly in between the two other parts of its body, and the bolt lands directly in its eye. The whole thing kind of like flails and whirls and then lies still. The both of them have stopped moving.
I wait. I wait in my hole, and I wait the usual amount of time I would wait for things to happen before continuing. Does anything happen?
Nope.
I think I wait. I just wait out the rope trick spell is what happens. So I think he's climbing down it, and as he touches his foot, the rope falls to the ground, and he starts tying it around his arm again. Puts it on. Hell scared the uglies out of their hole. And he moves over to the 2 bears and starts to look at what... I want to figure out what injured them. Can I roll, like, survival, or...
Roll nature.
Yes, good skill. 12!
Whatever made these gashes had to have been incredibly large. Like, as you can see that there are 3... You've seen, like, you've seen something with claws scratch something before. You recognize that wound. But imagine if one of the lines was maybe 2 willies wide.
Oh, that's really big.
Whatever made this gash...
I think he's, like,
huge.
reaching his arm into the gash to get his bolt out. He's like,
what
the hell is this?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he's never seen anything like this in the Underdark.
Mm-mm.
I think he looks to where the uglies came out of, and he starts heading in that kind of direction. He searches the uglies. Do they have any gold?
No, there's no money on these cave lizards.
Yeah, I think after getting his bolts back, trying to figure out everything he can from the uglies and not getting much other than big scary monster did this, he starts heading back where they had come from.
Okay.
Could I figure out how fresh the wounds looked?
What are you getting in, a 12?
Yeah, I got 12.
You don't know.
Okay, that's fair. I'll start heading down the way they came, and I'm still invisible, and I'd like to stealth.
Go ahead and roll stealth, buddy.
Do I have any? No, silence only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, now with a 12.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry. I'll figure it out eventually.
It'd be so cool if you knew what it was, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you.
Don't. I'm going to cast... No, I don't want to waste any more second level spells. I'm just going to stealth.
Okay.
I will roll my stealth. 36. No, 26.
Okay.
I couldn't get a 36.
You stealth, and as you normally do, you kind of just vanish from this plane of existence to anybody that would be nearby.
Chameleon of 99.
You steal the clothes off a walking passerby.
Mm-hmm.
Walking down into the wastelands proper, you see something that you haven't really seen before. Normally, the life in the Underdark has been sparse. But for some reason, there are far more creatures here than normal.
Underdark creatures? Or just...
Underdark creatures,
okay.
Yeah. Roll nature again.
Oh, you fucker.
You have advantage. This is literally your job.
Oh, I do have advantage. I'm in the Underdark.
You're
God
in
damn
the
it.
Underdark.
That's my thing.
This is like
damn
you
it.
do this.
I have favor. I have fucking natural explorer, Underdark mountain. I have advantage on nature checks when I'm here or relating to this. God damn it.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I'll take. I got a 15 on the other one, on this one. Okay, I'll roll. No, it was worse. I'm sorry. I don't know shit about these bears or what injured them. But I got
y'all are fun.
I got a 14 on a bunch of critters.
Okay. With a 14 on a bunch of critters, you know that this critter concentration, the CC, is way too fucking high. It's as if the life down here was being pushed, kind of like pushed up unnaturally by something. Something is causing them to move up here.
They're like migrating, even though none of these things really migrate all that much. Okay.
Exactly. And this again is something that you've never seen.
Do I see more of a way down? I'm basically at this point trying to follow the Behir's tracks, where they were coming from.
You can clearly see that there is like a way down still.
I think it just mentally notices that this is happening, logs it in the thing of many things to think about later, while staring wistfully at the corner of a table, and continues down.
Okay.
Stealthily.
You see, or as you continue down, you see like the same kind of like dense collection of creatures, way too many cranium rats, just like a lot of cranium rats are down here. Like they're normally here, but they're normally kind of sparse.
I think he's thinking about shooting them, but he's like, I'll do that later.
But you also see a familiar sight, kind of like floating around is a flump. Flump? I've never actually said the word. Flump.
Percy?
Yes.
What's a flump?
You don't know.
I won't look it up. Tell me what this creature looks like. I do not remember. I've heard the name.
Familiar with this
I'm
creature.
pretty sure I'm familiar with Logan. Bimblethopper. Bimblethopper has heard the name Flump, but I have not. I can't think of an image or what they even do. I'm thinking of a sad-looking rabbit. I'm guessing the one on the right.
Yes.
Oh shit! I love those boys.
Yeah.
They're in Order of the Stick as reoccurring gag landing pads.
You know that this is a flump named Guy. Guy is like very, very calm. He really just likes the Underdark for what it is, and he's definitely not from here.
Okay.
But all the creatures here have kind of just been like, oh yeah, Guy's fine. He's kind of like floating around.
Have I spoken with Guy before?
Yes, Guy knows who you are.
I wouldn't say friends, but
No.
we know each other.
Yeah. Guy always is very happy to see you, and really likes you, and definitely thinks that you guys are friends.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I think Willy comes up to within like a yard away from Guy and goes, Guy.
He like spins around as fast as he can, like trying to see what the hell is going on. His tentacles are flailing around wildly.
Please don't do that. Please stop doing that. Guy, it's Willy. Guy.
Willy!
Shush, come here. Shush, just come here. Willy. Thank you, Guy. Okay. What's going on?
Willy, you're never going to believe it. There's a dragon down there.
Wait, what?
A dragon.
Down there. I point, but I'm invisible. And I go, down where?
At the lower levels. You remember there's at the very bottom of the... I don't know what you call this place, but I call it the shit's fucked boss place, part of the Underdark. At the very bottom, there's this huge open cavern. It kind of just appeared there, and everybody...
Recently?
Maybe a couple hours ago, yes.
And everyone's getting the fuck out.
Yes.
Did the uglies happen to run by?
No, if you're talking about Judas and Pilate, the bears,
Sure.
they tried to fight him, and
Did not come out.
yeah, no, they're bad. They're very bad.
They're dead.
They're... How did they die? You can see like all of his tentacles go limp, and his like eye stalks kind of like do the equivalent of slouching over.
So a dragon appeared?
Yes, but how did they die?
How do you think?
I don't know.
Then why would I?
Sharp word on you, Willy. But yes, a dragon appears.
Willy doesn't want to make him more sad.
He really likes
He's
you.
trying really hard not to lie.
He really likes you and would not question what you say.
What color?
He's blue. He also keeps yelling a word, a phrase, a name. Malephony?
Logan knows this. Bimble Thimble knows this name. Does Willy know this name?
Roll history.
Is Malephony a drow, a dwergar, or an aberration?
Nope, she's a gnome.
10.
The DC for that was 45.
You fucker! Why? I guess the 1 out of 20, but...
No, you've never heard of somebody named Malephony.
Asshole. Okay, In dragon?
In Undercommon, actually.
So blue dragon. How large is this dragon?
Really very big, Willy. Like really very big. Like almost taking up the entire cavern. Really very big.
An old, large, blue dragon.
Maybe not old. Maybe even ancient.
Yeah. Those are... Yes, an ancient dragon who's very big, usually implies very powerful and old ancient, just appeared in the bottom of the wastelands and threw out the two most powerful creatures I've seen live here. And it just speaks. Is it calling for this Malephony, or is it just saying the name?
It kind of sounds like they're calling for it. It's literally just saying Malephony over and over and
Is
over
it like
again. It's like
Malephony or Malephony?
it's like somebody lost their pet flail snail, looking for it. Malephony,
I understand.
Malephony,
Is it?
Malephony.
I've heard people call for their missing flail snail.
Guy has not looked towards you this entire time. He's just kind of like looking at a wall where he thinks you are.
Okay. Stay away from it, Guy. I'm going to go and look around. Have a good...
Farewell!
Yeah, bye. Sorry, bye.
He floats off in a random direction.
I think Willy's just like rubbing his forehead. Why is there a dragon down here? Why does Guy know about this more than I do? And starts going down in the direction. Stealthily.
What was your stealth roll again?
Like 27 to 33.
Okay.
It was high. He's permanently, perfectly invisible.
That's true. That's very true.
He starts going down the tunnel to where he thinks the chasm is.
Okay. You continue moving down towards the smaller parts of the Underdark. Life here is kind of like again pushed itself up here in a way.
It's kind of being uprooted.
Yeah. Exactly like that.
The status quo has been upturned.
Exactly. You see a lot of you know what cloakers look like.
Yeah.
You see them kind of like perched in a way that you can very easily tell that they're scared. They're like hiding in the smallest corners that they can fit themselves into, which is unlike them because they're pretty good at doing murder.
Yeah, no.
For the
Underdark.
Underdark.
That's the thing. They murder.
Yeah, they murder, but they're very, very scared, and you can easily tell that. Moving further.
I think Willy's getting a little on edge just about what's going on.
Moving further, you see a small blue pseudo-dragon. Maybe the size of Phoebe.
A cat. We're petting the cat.
We're petting the cat.
There's a cat on a chair next to us, and we're petting it. Petting is a strong...
Attempting to pet. But yeah, you see a small cat-sized pseudo-dragon there.
Pseudo-dragons aren't a thing. And
Pseudo-dragons ain't supposed to be here, bruh.
Can I non-lethally shoot it? Kind of like pull out a blunt bolt. Something that's meant to like hit it in the head and then it just goes unconscious instead of, killing it.
I cannot think of a way that you wouldn't just one-shot it.
I wing it.
Roll.
I shoot it in the wing.
Give me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Can it be canceled out by the advantage I have because I'm super invisible?
Nope.
Damn. They're both 16s for a total of 31. And I'm not using a sharpshooter because I don't want to kill this thing. So 31.
Good.
And I don't want to crit it.
Are you sure?
I'm
it's
pretty
the first round of combat.
I don't want to crit it, and I don't want to give it my extra D8, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to sneak attack it either.
Well,
I think I just want to roll this D6 and add 8.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
13. Gotta look how much health the pseudo dragon has.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Did you explode it?
I don't think I exploded it. I hope not. I just wanted to wing it.
How much damage did you do?
13.
Oh, 13?
13.
Okay, alright. Holy shit. So you shoot this thing in the wing, and you can...
I think you're just like... Dunk.
Ooh. No, okay.
Like, at first it's on its, like, head or so, like, sternum, it's just like, wing it. Thunk.
Yeah, maybe not. You shoot it in the wing, and you, like, watch it spin around a bunch as it slams into the far wall and, like, falls to the ground still. You can see it breathing, but it's not dead.
Is it unconscious?
It's unconscious.
Cool. I'm going to go over to it. I'm grabbing, like, my rope, and I begin... It really doesn't have magic to keep things held or not. So he's going to... he's going to wrap it up in rope a lot. Mm-hmm. Just a bunch of rope.
Mm-hmm.
And once he's sure that it's secure-ish, he's going to cast Cure Wounds on it.
Okay.
It heals. 3!
Okay. It's better for the narrative if he wakes up.
Yeah.
But he...
Also, that's how it works. Stop fucking with death rules.
I really like negative health.
I like negative health too, but oh god, it kills things so easily.
Yeah.
3. That's what... Pathfinder has negative health and easy non-lethal rules that are take -4. If you knock it out, it's not fucking dead. 3. I heal for 3.
Okay. It wakes up. It, like, squirms around for a bit, and then, like, it locks eyes with you.
No, I'm invisible.
Oh.
As soon as I see that it's starting to come to, I say, don't make a sound. I say in Undercommon. Does it respond? Does it seem like it understood me?
As you say that, its ears perk up and kind of, like, point towards your direction, and you...
Blink twice if you heard me, and if you didn't, blink twice if you understood me. If you didn't, you'll just do whatever you do. Does it blink twice?
So Pseudo-dragons can magically communicate simple ideas, emotions, and images telepathically with...
They gotta be able to, like, target me and see me and stuff. Or
Well, the pseudo-dragon can magically communicate simple ideas, emotions, and image telepathically with any creatures within 100 feet of it that can understand the language.
Okay. I speak to it. It has an idea of where I am.
Yeah. So it kind of like shoots a shotgun out of this emotion. You feel an intense sadness coming from this thing. Just like impossibly overwhelming dread. It seems like the kind of sadness that not even most humans are capable of. It's deep and abyssal.
I think it throws Willy off for a second, just like...
You also see an image flash in your head. The image of a gnome with bright blue eyes and kind of shortly kept black hair. The pseudo-dragon turns to dust.
I pick up my rope and just start...
You gonna do anything with that cat dragon dust?
I think Willy does the thing he does with most dust, which is he wipes it up and he looks at it. He's far past the point of licking random dust. He's learned his lessons. Willy is, not any other character I make. I think he tries to figure out what the fuck just happened.
Roll Arcana.
Ah, boy. 14!
You have no fucking idea. You've never...
Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck.
you get some of the bits on you. You have no idea what the hell that was.
I think he pulls out a small pouch, scoops up a bit of the dust, puts it in, and ties it, and then puts it somewhere to probably never look at again. I'm gonna write down pseudo-dragon dust in my stuff.
I'm not feeling so great, Mr. Stark.
Pseudo-dragon dust. All right. He wraps up his thing. Willy doesn't know that Malephony is a gnome, but he kind of like maybe, and then starts heading back down the way.
Okay.
The way.
You continue to walk down the way, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and the life here has begun to get a little bit more sparse. There's a lot less creatures here.
It's getting kind of more normal.
Yes, it's getting more normal, but you can tell that the concentration has just kind of like been shoved up to the upper levels. Eventually, you get into the chamber, or you get into the downward ramp that Guy mentioned. You know that here is this absolutely massive...
Blue dragon?
No. It's
cavern?
Yes, absolutely massive cavern. What do you do?
Willy is like just gonna double check that his cloak is up.
It's up.
At this point, he's gonna cast silence on. He's gonna move like 30 feet back.
Mm-hmm.
Cast silence on. Oh wait, no, that's not how silence works. Silence doesn't work that way in this game.
You can take a quick trip to hell, grab one of those silencing stones.
No, that'd be great. I was thinking Pathfinder Silence, where you can cast it on a rock and carry it with you for a minute. But this one, you go area silence, and it lasts for 10, which is nice. So Willy's just gonna make sure his cloak is up. He doesn't really have any spells that help him be quiet. He's just gonna go. He's continuing to concentrate on his hunter's mark.
All right.
He goes down the way. No, he never casts hunter's mark. He just goes down.
Okay. So you go down
Stealthily.
You go down, and you get to like the point where you can see this big cavern open up. It's lit by these like bioluminescent moss things that are just like glistening, and everything is kind of drenched in this bluish, calm light. You can barely hear, or you can barely see a massive a paw. A dragon? Claw?
Claws.
Claws?
They have claws. They don't have paws. Paws imply pads. They don't have pads. They're reptiles.
They have pads.
No. No, dragons are big reptiles with claws.
Cadre.
Think of... No.
Cadre.
No.
Cadre.
Hush you.
You see a dragon claw! And, like, the second, the like, black claw, like...
Black?
The claw is black, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like fingernails.
Yeah, I got you.
Most dragon claws are black or
Yeah,
like
no, I
white.
got you,
Yeah, it's not important.
Just the big claw, though. That's what I
Yeah,
see.
it's like one huge claw. You hear the sound of a gigantic rumbling. It sounds like a snake, a snake bigger than Agomir itself, just let loose a trill. It's like a low rumble. You remember God of War, Jormungandr, the world snake?
Yeah.
It makes like that kind of noise.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or you hear that noise like reverberate around the cavern, and as you
Cool.
do,
Good. This is great.
as you do, the dragon like kind of like snaps up, and you can tell that it's standing, but you can barely see its claw. You hear in Undercommon, Malephony. What do you do?
Are the fungus and bluish things that are making light on the walls native to the Underdark?
Yes.
Were they in... This cavern didn't exist before, from what G said to me.
No.
Or did he just appear in the cavern?
The dragon appeared in the cavern.
Okay, so it's... I want to look for any maybe other changes that have happened in the cavern. I'm gonna ignore the big fucking dragon for right now, and I'm gonna start investigating what might have happened in this cavern before. Like, has the dragon done anything? Is it starting to make its home here? Is it?
Roll
is there a
investigation.
big old fucking thing of gold? Where's its hoard?
That's an interesting question.
Underdark. 20.
You can tell that this dragon has not been here long.
About what G said.
It's probably been a little under 2 hours since it's been here. It looks as though it's just kind of been sitting and waiting in the middle of this room. Like nothing else seems to have been damaged.
Should I turn a big dragon invisible? It's a bad idea.
The creature says Malephony a few more times, and then there is a long pause. And then you hear it say, Willy.
I think like Willy is like a few feet to like the side of it or something, like peeking around and looking, and just like he's gonna make his way back to the slight ramp, and then go. Who is asking?
You hear a sharp inhale, and then a low rumbling that you can tell is the sound of like basically a big dragon sigh. And Willy, you hear something that you probably will never forget. You hear this creature say the following. Willy, your being here now means one of two things. One, I have failed to kill Dariana, and two, that my death is imminent. We haven't much time, so listen carefully. I will be born in Gajaf Baran in the coming years. Throw off the shackles of Arias, find me, raise me, and assemble an army to fight against the Queen of Rebirth. You absolutely cannot die. The fate of this world rests on you and your eventual allies' shoulders. What do you do?
Prove it.
You begin to hear a song. And you watch as... Ooh, you can only see the dragon's claws at this point.
I got 60 feet of dark vision.
We'll say
60 feet is really big.
you see the dragon's feet begin to just lift up.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
But you do not hear wing beats or anything like that.
I start stepping into the room. I'd flip off the cloak, actually.
Okay. You flip off the cloak, and you step into this room, and you just see this gargantuan humanoid creature. Their entire figure just looks as though it's wreathed in boiling shadows. It's about as tall as the tallest tower you've ever seen, and its head is kind of shaped like that of an almond. It's got these 3 lights. It's like...
It's smooth?
It's like completely smooth, yes.
Okay.
Almonds
and it's aren't smooth.
Easy. Almond shaped.
Got it.
Not almond textured.
Got it.
This thing is maybe like 20 feet tall, and it's oddly enough standing like parallel to the ground with its like body.
It's flat? Like floating above the ground flat?
Yeah, it's as if this creature like walked through the roof, like perpendicular. So like imagine the floor of the cave, right?
Yeah.
This creature just like walked in from the top, and it's just kind of like standing in midair, like looking down at this dragon, which you can now see is just being like condensed, for lack of a better word.
Oh.
You watch the dragon just kind of get absorbed into this small black dot. It's maybe the size of a small pebble. And this creature shrinks down to a standard humanoid size, and it walks to the center of the cavern and just like extends its hands up and open towards this small little dot that was once a blue dragon. You can tell that its arms are unnaturally long.
I really don't like your evil god things. Not one of them have I been comfortable with. They're all very unsettling.
They're not great. They're not great at all. Imagine...
Here's the thing. What I'm imagining is a large 20-foot tall thing with an almond head. I'm sorry. And very long arms that's going like this and a pebble.
Yeah, it's
and
like...
that's scary.
And the small pebble like floats towards it and just like slides into its head, and then into its head. Yes. The figure then like turns around and looks at you. Well, looks in quotation marks. It does not have eyes. It's just like roiling misty shadows, loosely coming together in the form of a humanoid. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, my favorite.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, actually one of my favorites. I have proficiency in that. Thank the Lord. I'm gonna read real quick my character sheet and see if there's anything useful. Absolutely not. Okay. That would be a... Shit, what's my proficiency? 20. Unnaturally.
Okay. You look at this creature, and you see 2 things. Firstly, you see the entire floor of the cavern flicker into a bright... Not bright. It's more of a dull white. The entire floor turns like a dull, slightly textured white. This entire cavern, mayhaps the size of a football field, is just like completely covered in sheer white at this point. And the second thing you see is everything fade away. The only thing that remains is the sound of a choir of a countless amount of voices just emanating from this thing that just destroyed this dragon. And it consumes you. every single one of your senses can only focus on this song. And you lose track of time. Yes.
Do I hear the dragon's voice in the song?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. You can kind of only really just, like, sit and listen and be enraptured. I'm gonna take a pee break. Listen to the song.
You suck.
No, don't worry. It's gonna get better.
You're absolutely
It's gonna
horrible.
get better.
You're the worst. Why do you keep doing this to our characters? So I have to raise a fucking blue dragon in a desert and raise an army with my 8 fucking charisma is what I'm supposed to be doing? I can't shoot an army into existence. And fucking Peanut Head is making me listen to its scary choir until I die. I have vague ideas of what's going on for those of you listening. I don't know how much I want to say about what's going on because I'm not sure how much Percy will reveal in Season 2 podcast. I expected something bullshitty like this to happen. Did not expect quite this level of what the fuck. I really gotta write down what that dragon said. Because all I have for it, I wasn't able to type fast enough. Sighing, Willy, your being here now means that one of 2 things have happened. One, that I failed to kill Ariana and that my death is imminent. That's where I lost. I don't have the rest. What the blue dragons after... what was the full thing the blue dragon said? I'm gonna write all that down. I did not get it in one type. I was trying to listen and type at the same time.
Willy, your being here now means 2 things. 1, I have failed to kill Dariana, and 2... Yeah, and 2, my death is imminent. We haven't much time, so listen carefully. I will be born in Gajaf Baran in the coming years. Throw off the shackles of Arias. Find me, raise me, and assemble an army to fight against the Queen of Rebirth. You absolutely cannot die. The fate of this world rests on you and your eventual allies' shoulders.
You're sending me that over Discord.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's like it's a paragraph. It's a lot.
I got to throw off the chains of Arias.
Excuse me, shackles.
Synonyms.
You come to, and you realize that this entire room is now filled with all sorts of creatures from the Underdark. Simply just sitting and watching this thing that's just erupting this sound. Every single creature you've ever seen in the Underdark, at least in the Wastelands, is here. Guy is here. All the cloakers you've seen, the cranium rats. There's even like 2 weird illithids that are here, just sitting, looking, and watching this thing. And you look to your right, and you see a small gnome. And you feel a twinge of familiarity.
That's the one that I saw in the pseudo-dragon head?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you look to the left, and...
Pseudo-dragon there?
You see Arias.
Ah, that's unsettling.
He simply turns and he looks to you with a smile, and he says, "It really is beautiful, isn't it?"
What are you doing here?
Remember all those years ago in Telagain when I told you that eventually there would be a mission that I would need you for? The time for that has come, my friend. And you watch as... he does this a lot. You watch as, like, in the corner of the room, just like a small light erupts, and then it, like, flares to life, and you just feel this intense heat, and you watch it burn everything in this room away.
Including Malephony?
Everything just gets annihilated by the starfire.
What?
Kind of.
Oh, that sucks.
It feels exactly the same as when you died in your dreams.
Okay. So it feels like I'm fucking dying.
Yeah!
Cool. Great. Cool. That does not reassure me in any way. You're like, it feels fine. So it feels like I'm dying? Yeah. No, not fine. All right.
You awaken in a small, dark room. There are a couple of other individuals here. You're all kind of like sat around a table that's oval like this, with Arias at the head of it. To your right is a gnome that looks familiar, and she looks incredibly confused. To your left is a dragonborn, kind of decked out in this massive armor. And to her right is a young half-elf with very fair skin and this long black hair. You can see behind her is a hilt of some kind of weapon. You can't really make out what it is. And inside of the hilt, you see swirling stars. And to her left, you see an older man. He is not wearing a shirt, but he bears... Yes, he's human. He bears a strange scar on his chest that looks like a swirling galaxy. You see that he too has a hilt behind his back. Once again, the actual weapon itself is obscured. To his left, there is just an empty chair. You detect a presence there nonetheless.
Okay.
Arias stands at the head of the table. Arias
It's Kevin!
stands at the head of the table. And he looks at you all and smiles.
Fucking Kevin.
I'm
more worried about Kevin than Arias.
He has this wry smile on his face. And with a hand wave, the walls of this room disappear, and you see just miles and miles out to either side. You see most of Gosha. Arias looks around the table, and he looks at everybody here one by one, and he says... first he looks at the empty chair, and he says, Kevin. He looks at the gnome, and he says, Malephony. He looks at you, and he says, Willy. He looks at the Dragonborn, and he says, Kemset. He looks at the young half-elf, and he says, Karp.
Yep.
And he looks at the older man, and he says, Bane.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, fuck. Jesus Christ.
He turns, and he points towards the north. In the direction there, you see a golden light shimmering down on a city. Somewhere. You know that this is on the northern continent, and this golden light is just shimmering down. And he turns to you, and he smiles, and he says, we are going to get that. And that's where we'll stop.
You suck. You suck and I hate you.
Also,
You're the worst. And...
your body feels different.
Ah, cool, great, cool, yeah, good, awesome. My man, I'm so excited for why my body feels different.
Your body...
Don't hand me whatever you're about to hand me.
Your body feels
I'm sure it's
very,
completely fine.
very,
I'm sure
very
nothing's
different.
changed. Yeah.
Mechanically, you are now level 6.
You suck.
3 of those levels are warlock levels.
Why do you do this to me? I liked being level 60. Don't hand me a carrot. You suck. Oh, you suck. I hate... God damn it. Willy has a charisma of 8.